This is your Week 5 recap for the QBE Fantasy Football League. Sorry it's a little late this week, guys. Sometimes you got baby problems. Anyway, on to your matchups. Here's your first matchup of the week. Dew versus Eric Langfeld. Dew, you won't be getting any references from me for the MG&E Fantasy Football League, that's for sure. Since the Browns are a complete mess, Dew didn't stand a chance. When Odell Beckham Jr. and Baker Mayfield and the Browns defense combined for a total score of 2. Yes, I said it, 2 points. You know you're in trouble. Well, he did have, however, Amari Cooper have a big game for him, but that wasn't even close to enough. Not even Christian McCaffrey could make this team a winner. Eric, really, he just had an average week this week, you know? Like, he keeps telling me his team's so great, but really, he's pretty far down on the rankings. He's like fifth or sixth overall in points scored. Very average. He did, however, trade Corey, Le'Veon Bell for Michael Thomas last week. And Le'Veon Bell only got 12 points, Eric. That sucks. Corey had 35 with Michael Thomas. So, I don't know who won that trade. I think Corey may have needed the running backs more, but we'll see. Anyways, Eric has an easy week, basically a bye week. Cruises on by. Final score, 104-69. Eric easily wins that one. This is your game of the week. But first, let's hear a word from our sponsors. This week, we got 608 Brewery, Untitled Art, selling their Cloudy IPA. This comes in 4-pack, 16 ounces. It's a little pricey, but it's delicious. I recommend it to all of you. Go like my video, and I get a portion of their profits. And that's how I keep making these videos for you guys, and you guys keep coming back, right? Just kidding. They don't know who the hell I am. Anyways, let's get on to the matchup. This one's Eric Rodgers versus Patrick Edwards. Both of these owners have their QBs have great games. Russell Wilson scores 30 points for Rodgers, and Matt Ryan scores 31 for Pat. Adam Thielen has a big week, scoring 28. I guess that means Kirk Cousins found his accuracy. I guess that's a good thing for you guys out there, Langfeld. Kelly, what do you think?
You like that?
But
You
however,
like
this
that?
matchup came all down to Monday night. Eric needed 20 points from Nick Chubb. He even texted me. He needed Chubb to play hard, and he needed his best player to have an explosion this week. Well, it just wasn't meant to be, as the Browns have a poor performance and leaving Eric Rodgers short of the victory this week. Final score, 112-122. Pat wins this one. Here's your next matchup. We got Dan versus Kelly. Dan thought he would stand a chance against Kelly this week. He had Tyler Boyd score 23 points. Dan also broke 100 again for another week. However, when you play Kelly, you better be ready. She had Tristan McCaffrey score 44 points and Deshaun Watson score 41. That's 85 points from 2 players. I wish I would have picked McCaffrey over Kamara at this point in the season, as he's just been dominant. He has more rushing yards than the New York Jets combined. That is insane. Kelly will be hard to beat if she keeps scoring 40 points a week for each of her players. She did have the second highest score, though, only this week. I wonder who maybe could have had the highest score. Anyways, Dan sent out an email earlier this week saying that Kelly is the best and I don't know what to do. Anyways, final score, 100-159. Kelly takes this one. Your next matchup, we got Dave versus Jake. Allen Robinson finally makes some catches for the Bears this week. He actually scored 2 touchdowns and had 97 yards, scoring Dave 25 points. However, Jake said he was tired of losing and put some motivation into his team this week. His running backs have a great week, as Josh Jacobs scores 27 and Chris Carson has 19. That wasn't all, though, as Goodwin scores 2 touchdowns, giving Jake 28 points. This looked like the Jake from last year that had a dominant season. Final score, 95-138. Look for Dave to bounce back next week. Let's get to your next matchup. But wait, first, let's hear from our sponsor. We got Monster Energy Drink, keeping dads like me awake late at night to make videos for his fantasy football league, as he is the commissioner and he has to come through in the end. Right, guys? Anyways, let's get down to the next matchup. We got Phil versus Bruce. The toilet is starting to look like a perfect name for Phil's team. It looks like all of his shitty players should have been flushed down the toilet. I will say David Johnson had an alright game, scoring 17, and Bruce's team isn't far ahead of Phil's, but luckily he had the Eagles defense, and they did work this week, and they scored 35 points for him. This is also was the position of the week. So, Bruce, you won the $5 for the Eagles defense. Good pickup this week, my friend. Bruce, you may have won this week, but I don't know if you can depend on the Eagles defense for that many points each week. We might have to double flush for both of these teams in the coming weeks. Final score, 77-98. Bruce, nice victory. Your final game of the week, we got Harry versus Corey. Ring, 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 ring. Hello? Who is this? Bill? Bill who? Bill Belichick? What? What are you calling me for? You want to tell me how good of a fantasy football commissioner I am and owner? Wow, Bill. That means a lot coming from you. You coach the GOAT. Anyways, I gotta go. I'm in the middle of a recap. Tell Tom I love him. Bye. Anyways, sorry about that, guys. It looks like Corey made a good acquisition this last week, getting Thomas, where Thomas had 35 points this week for him. I still don't know if that trade's going to go out over very well for him in the long run, though. He really is weak on the running backs, but Le'Veon Bell had a stinker week again, so maybe he's right. Patrick Mahomes has his first loss, however, and still scores 18 points for Corey's team. I do look for Patrick Mahomes to have a bounce-back week next week, leading his team to possibly another victory. I, however, had Aaron Jones this week score 4 touchdowns for 45 points. And honestly, the rest of my players really did pretty well too. And that's why the champ comes up with the highest score of the week, 167.9, taking that $10 all the way to the bank. All I need is somebody to knock off Kelly in the playoffs, and I'll be their 3-time champion of the QBE Fantasy Football League. Final score, 167-91. Yeah, 167. I'm coming for you, Kelly. Thanks for watching this week's recap. Week 5 is gone and week 6 is coming. Who's going to step up and make a strike at the top spot? Just wanted to show you guys some standings. It's kind of interesting. You can see that Kelly is still 5-0, Pat is 4-1, and I'm 3-2. So those are the top 3 of the league. And then I just want to show you guys something a little interesting here. Kelly has scored 710 points this season. I've scored 613. That's almost 100 more than me. And, I mean, it just trails down. Man, there's a couple bad teams in here, though. Woof. Man, you guys need to pick up your game. Otherwise, you're going to be left in the dust. Good luck next week to everybody. Tomorrow night is the Patriots versus the Giants. Make sure you have your lineup set, Pat. If your kicker plays on Thursday, you might want to get him in.